Episode 51 is in the books. This is America. Check out that song. Don Glover. Dropping.
Childish Gambino.
Yep, Childish. Get that Star Wars coming out next week? Next week?
Something like that.
So, yeah, it's a dope episode. Another philosophy-driven one. We go pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
At
much
the
longer
very
than
end.
expected.
Yeah, much longer than expected. We touch on very sensitive subjects, so put on your earmuffs for this one, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you like what you hear, like, share, subscribe, comment. Video reply. Those are always fun. Nobody's ever done that before, but that'd be kind of cool.
All right. Merchandise.
Merchandise on shop.lmfr.com. Pick up the tees on Teespring. Get with it.
Stay with it.
This is America.
Cool. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Bang! We're back. Another episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode 51. 5-1. Divisible by 5-1.
What?
Is it a prime number? 51?
I don't know what you're talking about.
51. Is it a prime number?
I'm not that good with that.
Divide by 5. I think 51 is a prime number. I could be wrong.
Cool.
Okay, so weekly roundup again. I know you guys have been waiting for this one because we've been doing like a lot of movie reviews. So this is the one where we talk about 5 things from the week that we thought were pretty sick, and then we just discuss them as we would on a walk.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So first thing, God of War ending. What'd you think?
Amazing. I was surprised.
Did you change?
quite a
Did you
lot.
change your review score?
It's still perfect.
What?
Did I say perfect?
Yeah, you said perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just everything about it.
Still perfect.
Yeah.
We're at 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. I dropped it to a 9.8 out of 10.
Okay. That's
Admittedly. It was so good, except I got frustrated.
I think
'cause I
that's
was
your own
confused.
doing, though.
I know.
It's so easy.
I know.
I didn't get
know.
lost.
It was like it was not intuitive enough.
I think
for
it was.
me being so dumb.
Oh my
that-
god.
Like that the one.
Well,
that,
it doesn't matter.
the one-
9.8 is not really bad.
They
Anyways.
kept throwing the chain at it. I'm like, man, is the chain gonna pull it? What's going
Wait,
on?
okay.
I
I was watching that one. I was watching
Yeah.
you do that. I'm like,
And then
you've
I
never been
accidentally-
taught to throw a chain and pull something in.
That's true. But I was like, are we expanding like our like problem solving skills right now? Like I was so confused. And then like just by rage mode, I just got pissed. I was like breaking everything. And then it's like, oh, there's a path. I was like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other one where we were in Helheim and then like the boat got stuck and then all I had to do was hop off and then pull the lever.
Yes.
But then I jumped off and I was searching the whole area for like
How did
10
you-
minutes. I was like,
I don't
where
understand.
the hell?
How did you not like get that? Like I didn't feel any. Like I had like the first one, which was just trying to find a way to remove that.
Yeah. Okay.
The first platform.
Yeah.
And the second one, I don't know. I didn't have no problems. I knew right away.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking too deeply. You know, I was like, this is
Because you have to look for like that the white dot,
I know, yeah, for sure. But
and that's what I found.
but see, like, I guess I was like used to Uncharted games because in Uncharted games it's like you need to do some like crazy puzzle. But this was like so not that hard that I was jumping like 10 levels. I'm like, all right, it's got to be like at the top of the friggin' thing. We're gonna like.
But you're supposed to learn throughout the game, right? Like you see the white dot as in okay, that's something you have to do.
Right, no, but I thought the white dot was at the top. Right, remember how I was like throwing the axe?
You talking about
and
the
then-
first platform?
I got stuck on the first platform and then like I was throwing the axe to go to the second level.
Yeah.
I thought there was something at the second level.
No, but it wasn't even. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I know.
was
I saw that.
confused.
I saw it. Yeah.
And then I was like, well, there's nothing here, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, oh, there's like a chain in the front of the boat. That was so brutal. God, I felt so bad. I felt so bad for anyone who's watching. I was like, damn.
Yeah, whatever. That's what happens.
And I don't even have the chat open, so nobody could like help me and be like, yo, I just saw it, bro. I'm like, damn. You know.
Yeah, but I guess that's your experience, right? Like that. This is what I guess problematic for you.
Yeah,
that's fine.
There's this thing. I forgot what the exact term was. They said it in Naughty Dog. It's like the kill move or something. Basically, it's like if the player doesn't do what you want them to do, how do you get them back on track of doing what you want them to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I felt like the game needed some of that.
Right.
You know, in Uncharted, they're like, hey, I think if you like spend like 5 minutes not figuring it out, they're like, hey, I think you should do this, and they tell you basically what to do.
Yeah.
They didn't really do that.
I liked it though. I had no problems.
True, but you've been with it for a while. You know, you played the game.
Yeah, I
That
guess
you
so.
understand how that game mechanics work and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, what do you think of the story? Oh, big plot twist. We're gonna break it right
Yeah, a
now.
lot of spoilers.
Loki.
Yeah.
Loki. Remember in the beginning, I thought
Yeah,
Boulder was
Boulder
Loki,
was Loki.
and I was like, oh, it would make
I mentioned
sense if it
that
was
too.
Loki. And then at the end, it's like,
Lo
oh,
and behold.
your son's Loki.
Your son's Loki.
I really like how they did that, and then how they explained why Atreus. That was sick too. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
the
yeah,
one who
the-
like
the name for
smiled
Atreus.
in
Yeah.
battle, and then freaking Kratos brought his body home.
But it was
Spartans.
multiple surprises, right? Like, first of all, getting the blades to play with the blades,
That was sick. Yeah,
right? That was
yeah.
cool. And then
I was like, can't believe we're doing this right now. And they showed Athena at that point, not our dog, but
right.
the goddess. Yeah,
Yeah, I did think of the dog first.
I know, like, oh wait, what? Yeah,
Yeah. So, and then the other one was the mom was a giant.
yeah, but I was like, she's not like, how big was the goddamn mom?
No, they're it's just like a race. It doesn't mean they're necessary. Like, I guess when they
No,
come
no,
to
I got that.
Midgard.
No, I got that. I got that. Yeah, no,
like,
I,
or else Kratos would have known.
yeah, he would have been like, damn, she's big, you know. But yeah, no, I got what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that was kind of cool. Like, oh, shoot, he's half giant.
Because I was like,
He's
the
half-
mom's got to be special. Like, how is she wielding this blade right now?
Yeah.
You know, even when the boy tried to pick it up, it was so heavy. So it's like, she can't be a human, a Midgardian, you know. That was
Right,
kinda cool.
right, yeah. And it was very cool to see. Yeah, he's half giant, half god, Greek god, half mortal, or not half. He's not half. He's like
He's freaking
He's part
mutt.
all these things.
He's three different races in one:
yeah,
mortal, Greek god, giant.
yeah.
It's pretty sick. What do you think they're gonna do for the next games? Oh, you didn't go home yet, right? But you saw me.
I saw you. Yeah,
So
I heard about that. I wanted to see if what other people were thinking. Then I'm like, they said something about going home. I heard about going home like near the end, but I didn't have time.
well, you kept saying that. All we have to do is just go home.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
was
I
like,
know.
alright.
That's why I knew you have to go home. But I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do stuff here first.
Right,
and then
right,
go
right.
home.
Just in case there's no
Yeah, yeah.
continued gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel what you're saying. So like, so you go home, and then it was so whack because Kratos is like, it ends with, "We must sleep, no boy." And then I was like,
I know, but I get that though because it's like
it was no,
it's
no,
a
for
long
sure.
ass journey.
Yeah,
Where
for
did you
sure, for
sleep
sure,
with
for
this
sure.
game?
Yeah, sure. And then they sleep, and then it says like years later. I was like, God damn, how long you guys sleep for, yo? So then,
My assumption was that it's been many years later.
yeah, no, I
get
caught
that, I get that
But
point.
it's like you guys didn't change any clothes or anything, so it threw me off. I was like, wait, were you sleeping for years? And then Thor comes out at the end. That was pretty sick.
Yeah. So you're saying that was, but the way they had to say it in order to come back to that current world, like you said at the end of the credits, it's like,
Wait,
he had to-
speaking of going back, remember when I got stuck in the light? I thought it was a loading screen, so I stood there for like I was like reviewing the game. I was like, wow, this is a long one right now. And then like I walked forward, I was like, oh damn.
When did
Damn,
they ever
I did
have a
it again,
loading
guys.
screen?
I did it again, guys. I got us waiting there for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they never had a loading screen. That's so dumb. Well, no, there's those mini loads, remember?
Yeah, but that was just trying to catch up to.
My amazing
Yeah, there
speed.
was. Yeah, I only had that once, which was the one in that
Because I tried to
in
sprint
the
through the
in
game.
between world.
Yeah.
That's the only time I had it, but it was very, very, very quick,
yeah.
and that I never had it after that.
You know what's interesting? I read books like how I play stories. So like my cousin yesterday was like, oh, because I gave him a book to read, and he's like, oh, remember this one part in the book, blah blah. And I was like, nah, I don't remember that. But then he explained the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I know the principle, but I don't know the exact story. So like I realized that I play video games just like I read books. I don't actually read. I read the thing, but it's like I'm looking for the principle. My mind doesn't attach to the narrative. It attaches to like, what are you trying to teach me right now?
Right.
So like when you're saying like because we were talking about what's his friggin' name? T.
Huh?
T-
Tier?
Tier. You kept bringing up Tier and like all these lessons that you're like, oh, Ragnarok. I'm like, I didn't remember that. But then it's like, oh, because I'm not listening to the dialogue. I'm looking for like. But do you notice whenever they'd say like a lesson, I'm like, oh, good life lesson there, because I'm looking for something specific.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but there's lessons in the story.
No, I know, but like the I mean like the
Yeah.
like you're like Tier was this. I was like, I don't remember that. Like,
But those were the lessons of the god, like to show, oh, this is
no, I
these are
remember
the good gods.
No, I remember that one. Remember, I was like, oh, I remember he used communication
But you just
to
didn't know
bring
whose
everyone
name it
together.
was.
Exactly, because I don't attach to like the superficial of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's weird. It's weird how the brain works in that regard.
Yeah. So that's why.
Because like you're like, oh, the story's so sick, and I was like, I don't remember.
But I'm wondering if that's what I mean. That those things. That's why the brain could fool us.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Every memory is a pseudo memory. You can't actually know the real truth.
Yeah.
That's why I always like. There's also nothing real.
Like we'll have two different experiences even for the same thing.
Yeah, and that's why there's nothing that's real, because anything that you have to recall is not real, right? So it's like, what just happened? That's not real, actually, because you create a pseudo memory in your mind in order to tell me what just happened. Mm-hmm. So you'll never know what's actually real.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, what else do you like about the game?
Man, I think it was, the best for God of War.
I still maintain, even though I gave it a 9.8, it's a revolutionary game. That game's going to change a lot of games in the future. Mm-hmm. It's going to influence a lot of games in the future.
Yeah.
Just like what was that other game? Beyond Two Souls.
What?
No, the one before that.
Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain. That was so influential, man. I noticed some Heavy Rain elements even in the God of War, like the QuickTime.
How they made the QuickTime was always there.
No, but like how they made it like super cinematic, and then like all you had to do is press the one button.
But they started the QuickTime though.
God of War?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had that from the beginning. That's what they were always like made fun of. Because it's not a real game, it's QuickTime.
And then Heavy Rain made a full game.
Yeah, more focused around it.
I see.
And evolved on it, yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, iconically, I think of Heavy Rain because Heavy Rain's the one that made the whole game a QuickTime event.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas not just like...
No, I know, I get that, yeah. But the concept, I think, started... I don't think God of War started it, but they did have it. Like, they were known for that, too.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. We didn't have much of a QuickTime, actually. Only in those specific scenes, yeah.
Oh, man, the lessons in the... Sorry, because you were talking about QuickTime, and then I was thinking about the final battle of the QuickTime. When he killed... Oh, that was such a deep lesson when like she's like, no, I'm gonna die for my son, and then Kratos like, no, and he snaps the neck of Boulder, and then she's so pissed.
End here. Yeah,
it's like you went, and then the kid's like, I don't get it. We went from being good to bad, but like she just doesn't understand, and then it makes you realize like what is good and bad. There's so many things in society making us think about what is good and bad now. You know, actually, which is a great segue. Do you have anything else you want to talk about for the game?
Oh man, I think it's great. I should play it. That's all. I don't know what else.
Oh, you recommend it? 2 thumbs up?
Of course.
7 thumbs up.
Yeah. I want to learn more about Norse now. Like, I'm still learning more through the game.
Oh,
I like the Norse.
The game makes it entertaining, but I tried reading some mythological stuff. I'm like, it's okay. I prefer the Greek mythologies better. Their stories are more like intricate. Even like I feel like because the Greek race was the most well known for their storytelling ability. Because if you read like Egyptian lore, it's kind of boring. Norse lore, it's kind of boring. But Greek lore is like entertaining. Like they have well put together stories, but it's like they were known for being storytellers. So it's like, okay.
Well, I don't know. I have to. I like a lot of these myths, so they're all.
Find the stories of. Like,
but I mean, like, I've never heard of Tyr. I've never heard of some of these gods that they talk about. That's
no, it's cool as like bios. Yeah. But I mean, like, I mean like the actual like parable of the story, like the story itself. You know, like in Greek, it's like, oh, like.
No, but I also want to compare and see, right? Because that's what I like to do.
No,
what are the similarities that they...
I'm just saying, like the storytelling ability of those two, not races, like. Freaking cultures is not as good as the Greek. Like the way they tell their stories is what I'm saying. Not the story itself.
I don't know. Maybe we lost a lot of things. Who knows?
No. Right. No, I'm saying like the arc of the story.
Right. But I learned a lot from playing the God of War. I liked.
No, of course, because they told it in a cool way. I'm saying if you actually read the actual stuff, it's kind of boring.
No, I know. That's why you gotta have someone who knows how to tell it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No. Yeah, but that's more of a contemporary thing. But if you actually just read the actual lore of it, it's kind of boring.
But I think that's also what happened to Greek, though.
Maybe.
I think it just depends on who tells the story.
I guess.
And how you tell it.
I guess.
I want to learn more about that, the lore of Norse mythology, right?
Right.
So, whoever does tell it right. Of course, you have to have someone that can tell it proper.
Yeah. Well,
story.
I just haven't encountered one that tells a good story.
Yeah, because I don't think it's that popular. Greek is quite popular,
That's true.
right?
Yeah,
You
that's
learned
true.
that at school.
Um,
Well, I did.
there, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, I think it's more like because in the Egyptian one, there's no like in the Egyptian mythologies, there's no real human emotion, but Greek gods are like riddled with human emotion. So it's like you can
Yeah, I think I see that
You know what I'm
with.
saying? Like-
well, at least in this story in God of War, it felt like that.
human emotion.
Yeah, like these gods are like
Mm.
pretty. Like, I don't know. They were very similar to the Greeks. It felt to the Greek stories, like the tragedy.
Yeah, I see what you're
and,
saying.
I don't know what they were doing.
But like with like the Egyptian stuff, it's like, oh, and then like he killed his brother, and then it's sort of like this. It's like not very much happened, and then we inject.
Maybe it's just
drama.
our translation was not good.
That's true too. Yeah, I guess yeah. What I mean is like there's not that much to tell about it. It's like in the Egyptian one, it's like, okay, Set killed his brother and then he came back to life. It would be like that, and then we inject drama. It's sort of like the Loki. We were talking about how like Loki in Norse mythology, he's not as vile as the Marvel one. Right,
Right.
because they inject extra drama into it because they're like, oh, we gotta entertain people. They just took like the one line of like Loki's a trickster, and they're like, okay, so now we're gonna make him steal Thor's hammer and then use it against him. But like, I don't think stuff like that
Yeah.
actually took place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But like, what was cool to see also, because it's the different Thor than we know from Marvel.
that's what I'm saying
That's-
too. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
also what
exactly,
was-
exactly. It's like an evil Thor.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, is this the actual translation of it?
Like when, like his two sons, when we defeated them when we met, I think it was Magni or something. When he came back, he's like, Thor was like mad at me for not like killing
yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah,
Like
exactly,
he just
yeah, yeah.
he would disown you. Like, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of Thor. That's the Thor that we don't come across.
Yeah.
We know the Marvel one.
That's what I'm saying.
The superhero
yeah, they
one.
inject like the contemporary dramas and make them like good and evil figures.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is in Norse mythology.
that it's like he's bad.
Yeah,
I think so
he's-
too. Because I
yeah.
was reading the one thing and he's like, and then Thor took the hammer and killed him, and I was like, oh, it's kind of negative.
Yeah, but this is like the Greek ones too. It's the same kind of thing. Like it
True.
seems like Odin and Zeus are very similar.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. They'd have to be.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, they are quite similar because they both are womanizers, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that when they were talking about like Freya and like how Odin like learned.
Yeah, he
magic
has so
from
many.
her.
Yeah.
He has so many wives, just like Zeus. Zeus has so many
Even
wives.
I mean, even Thor. I didn't know that his mom was a giant.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. That was
yeah, that's true.
never told. I
It's
never knew
almost
about-
like the giants in Greek mythology would be the Titans.
Yeah.
You swap them out, and then the gods are the gods.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
They're
Goddamn
very
similar.
similar.
Yeah.
Because like Titans and I think Titans and gods would get together, just like gods and giants would get together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of similarities.
They're kind of in the same, not really the same area, but like more
No.
north. But like, yeah, they should be having some similarities,
For sure, yeah.
right? So
That would make sense.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, cool. So speaking of, what were we just talking about? Truth? Not truth.
I don't know.
Damn, I forgot my segue.
Storytelling? What are you talking
I forgot the segue, but basically, our next topic is Trump deserving Nobel Peace Prize? Question mark. You want to talk about this? I was like, oh, okay.
about? Well, you know how Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize.
He did.
Yeah, in like his second year
Well, what did he do that was so noble?
from his first term, huh?
What was so Nobel about?
I felt like he didn't do anything yet.
Oh, okay. What did he do though? Like, what would they give it to him for? Do you know?
Yeah, I just looked it up, and they said he got it for. Let me check here. He
His
got it.
humanitarian efforts of connecting with the subcultures.
No. He got it for.
Hip hop. So funny. All right, wait. It's funny because you said extraordinary efforts.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like That's how I got my fourth degree, because like extraordinary efforts of spreading the teachings of our niece from Philippines to Canada, and it's like when I hear it, because I'm a marketer, right? So when I hear stuff like that, it's like what did you really do though?
But it was like he's still in his he just got into office. It was in 2009 when they gave it to him. That's only been 1 year.
That's what I'm saying.
So he hasn't done anything.
I got my fourth degree after 1 year, yo. That's what I'm saying, yo.
No. But I get that. Okay. But I'm not comparing that. I'm just saying that he didn't do anything. He got a Nobel Peace Prize. You did stuff.
Well, he was the president.
No, but that he didn't do anything to.
True.
Right? Like in a general sense, a lot of these guys that get it are like either some professors or something in their studies or something, right? In their writings or whatever. I didn't see that he had done anything, and then what happened was now the South Korean president is saying like Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Really?
Because of because of the talks between North Korea and South Korea.
No, see,
and the actual he's the actual method of trying to get some peace within the North Korean
all right, so
the Korean
like,
peninsula.
Let me jump in here. So I was listening to this podcast. Is about Pizzagate. You ever hear of Pizzagate?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Okay, so basically, this is like such a controversial topic.
Okay.
Super dark topic.
Oh wait, now I do remember.
So in Anthony Weiner,
one of some Democrat
guy,
or something?
and he was caught like texting a 15-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
So they leaked all of his emails, and basically this pizza joint.
Who was that? Big Julian Assange, or who leaked?
No, they don't know.
Oh, okay.
They got it to WikiLeaks, and like if you read all his emails, basically there's this conspiracy of like this guy who owns a pizza shop. The way you order food is how you order little children.
Oh, but I heard that was incorrect though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Because the pizza guy was getting in so much
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was nothing with the pizza guy had nothing to do with this.
Well, see that's what you hear, but like they have so much evidence to the contrary of it. So the pizza guy, the guy that owns the pizza shop, is the fourth richest or 49th most influential person in America. But they're like, well, he just owns one pizza.
Well, maybe, or it was like they had a wrong pizza place, and he was just like a normal guy.
Maybe, and like they spent.
Maybe that was the problem. I think
there's like emails like, we got pizza and ice cream for our party, and we spent $60,000 on it.
Okay.
But it's like they were actually just purchasing children. You know?
Oh, that's just fucking weird.
I know, that's what, as it says, dark. So like, and like if you go on like dark web websites to talk about like kids you want to purchase off like whatever, you call them cheese pizzas. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And then,
I think so. It's not a real pizza place then, I guess, right?
No. It's an actual pizza place, and then I think that somebody owns. I'm not too sure. It was like the Clintons own one. So somebody owns one of the same joints.
Right.
But what it is it's like you know how like the mafia has like the front corporation, and then they do like illegal stuff behind the scenes, but they're using it to launder money. That's basically what they're doing for children, human trafficking. So even the girl.
But I don't know how much is it.
Allison.
Who? Oh, you're talking about Smallville?
Allison Mack.
But that's something else, though.
No. All right, but what I'm getting at is like there's a huge sex trafficking and pedophile ring in Hollywood and in government. Allegedly, I don't actually know. Don't kill me, please. Yeah. So, anyways, they.
We're just questioning. We're not.
I'm just saying what I heard. You go get those guys that told me, not me. So basically, like they're saying that it's very like.
But then they'll add like
very built in.
But then what they do
systemic. That's what it's called.
Yeah. But then with Alex Jones, they'll add like they're like devil worshippers.
Yeah, no. But I didn't listen to Alex Jones one. I listened to Conspiracy Farm with Pat Miletich.
Yeah.
And like that's where they talked about it. And like, well, I've heard Alex Jones.
Even Alex Jones talked
Pizzagate. Yeah,
that's what I knew about it from him. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you listen to the Pat Miletich one, they're just giving you facts. Like he's just like he's read all the emails and like he's connecting all the dots.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the Clintons, if you watch that American Made movie. Have you seen?
I've not seen it.
Okay, so basically, there's a scene in there where they get caught with the cocaine, and then he's going to jail, and then Bill Clinton calls so then in Pizzagate, in like this whole like sex ring thing, what happens is this girl got caught with trying to smuggle 30 Haitian children outside of Haiti, and then the Clintons stepped in again and got her acquitted. So like there's like something going on there. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's the Clinton Corporation.
Yeah, exactly. There's some craziness. So bringing this back full circle now, Pat Miletich was actually excited for Donald Trump to get into office because Donald Trump was not into the whole pedophile sex ring thing. So seeing things like that. So like Pat Miletich was saying that in mainstream media, they're gonna talk negative about Trump any way they can because they want to deify him. Not deify him. They want to vilify him.
Oh yeah.
Vilify him, and then, but really, he wants to make positive changes. You know, and then seeing South Korea stuff like this, it's like
well,
okay,
in some senses, because there's some I have questions about Trump too, though.
And then there's things. of course nobody's perfect, but then they're saying like, but this podcast was like podcast before he took office.
Yeah, okay.
So it was really interesting because they were saying you're going to see a lot of people getting kicked out of office, a bunch of people resigning because like Trump's going to be cleaning house, and then what do you see, like all these people leaving? Remember, they're like, oh, I can't deal with him anymore. Right. But that's what CNN has told us. That's what the mainstream news has told us. But we don't know what actually really happened. So it could be like Trump's like, no, I know you're in with these friggin' pedophiles.
There's a lot of internal sources that's coming out though.
That's
people are leaking from inside of Trump.
That's what they said. Oh wait, against Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, whatever. But
that's where a lot of the leaks are coming from. We just don't know who the leaker is.
So what they're saying in the podcast too is like, they thought it was Russia who, you know, they're like saying it's Russia who's like leaking all this like email stuff, but they're saying it was actually patriots within the government.
I don't know about that.
We'll never know. We'll never know. But like, that's what they're claiming. Like that's why. Because how do you get the emails, right? Like Russian hackers. But it makes more sense that somebody within the thing was like, okay, this needs to get out, and they're just giving it to WikiLeaks.
Right.
Yeah. It's dark stuff. So Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, you should get it.
Because of the peace, they're trying to denuclearize.
Yeah, that's really cool.
North Korea.
I like that.
And like, I think recently, like, in good gesture, because they're meeting in June in Singapore, both Trump.
Is that why you're saying like when you're going to Singapore? Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So I won't be there.
In there, yeah, it's a month earlier. That he also released some American prisoners that they had in North Korea.
No way! Yeah. Oh wow, that's cool. I wonder what Trump is saying to them. You know, because like even the Philippine president likes Trump. Didn't like America in the beginning. Because I saw that video, he's like Russia offered us guns at half price. What are you going to offer us? And then now like he's like, I love Trump. You know, it's like,
I mean that's fine.
Something happened. Like you're working some deals. You know.
Of course, yeah.
If you can make deals work, but bring it back to like Obama. I was like, how come this didn't happen?
Yeah, but the thing with one question I have, but everyone, you know,
says about Trump.
My question is, because the first country he meets, though when he left America, I believe it was Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And everyone, even Trump supporters, don't like. Why are we still connected to Saudi Arabia, right?
Okay.
And then those are the two. Israel and Saudi Arabia do not like Iran.
Okay.
And they did not like Obama when he did the Iran deal.
Okay.
And Trump is removing the Iran deal, right?
Okay.
And he's friends with those two. So it's just kind of questioning, like, his loyalty.
Businessman.
Because he has his own business in Saudi Arabia, right?
For sure.
I know why. That's what I'm saying. Like, is he doing this because the Iran deal is bad, or is he doing this because of his business dealings?
I think what we got to realize is like businesses have been running governments for a long time, and now we're just seeing it because a businessman is in government. You know, it's like you just wouldn't have seen this before, like backroom deals, like people like paying off the president or like previous presidents and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll give you this if you allow this policy to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm questioning that one.
Right. But what I'm saying is that now we're seeing it face to face because that's an obvious business deal. Whereas before, you don't know what is invested in,
of course,
for like Obama. So it's like maybe he was also invested in other things. You know, because you got to ask like who's funding the party, right? So if you think the bank is going to give you millions and millions of dollars and out of good faith, no way. They're going to be like, all right, I'll give you this millions and millions for your campaign, but you have to play ball. Yeah. And if you don't play ball, well, game over for you.
No, I mean, that's all what I was going to say.
Apparently, they were talking about reverting back to the gold standard. So basically, gold standard is like if you have enough gold.
Who was going to go back?
I don't know. They were talking about Oh no, it was Kennedy. Kennedy wanted to, cause what do you call that? Being indebted. I forgot the exact term, but when you owe debt to somebody, that's the worst form of slavery because interest is a killer, right? That's how you keep people down. But I heard they were saying in the podcast too that Kennedy wanted to jump back into the gold standard, where it's like you only print as much as you have gold, right? It should balance, right? Whereas now we're just printing money left and right and center. But that's why allegedly they killed
like
Kennedy.
Before. It's another reason why the American dollar is like the one that's treated so high, right? Highly, because it wasn't like that before. And what happened was in the oil business, it used to be run by gold. And then they are the ones who convinced Saudi Arabia to use American dollars.
Oh, interesting.
And the American dollar became the thing more highly.
Is Saudi Arabia dangerous?
Dangerous in what sense?
Like, is it a tourist attraction? Can I go there? Because I'd love to see a Middle Eastern country.
I would not suggest Saudi Arabia.
Really? I want to go to...
the rules are kind of strict, but they do have a new king, though.
Okay.
I want to
go to Mecca.
That has been... You can't.
Really?
You can't go unless you're Muslim.
I just saw Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, you can't
he was
go.
there, and I was like, yo, that looks sick, yo.
Yeah. No, you can't go.
It looks so sick.
No, it does.
It looks freaking
from
beautiful.
what I've seen from
damn.
when someone periscope from there, it looked really cool.
I know. Yeah. That's one I'd love to take photos of. That would be so sick.
But we can't. We're not programs, so can't do it.
Too bad. But is there like a tourist area that I can go? No? All right, too bad.
Mecca's really cut off.
From too bad.
Other people who are not Muslim. Unless you convert.
All right, fine. All right, well, speaking of defiers of truth, do you have anything else about Trump?
No, that's the main thing I want to talk about. He should win the Nobel Peace Prize.
All right, cool. So,
because he did more than Obama.
Cold.
I'm just saying. What about that piece? That's all I'm saying. Like the.
No, I agree. Yeah.
You know, if that's the standard,
it's in a perfect world, man.
If that's the standard, you can give Obama.
We get sold stories all the time, negative stories. So it's like, what story are you gonna want to believe? You know, they just didn't tell you the negative stories about the other presidents. That's all. But they've all got negative stories. So speaking of defiers, Banksy's coming to Toronto. Not actual Banksy, but his exhibit's
I
coming
don't think
to Toronto.
anyone knows who Banksy is.
No, we don't know who Banksy is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely a multimillionaire. He's got to be, because how can you run these exhibits in different parts of the world?
Of course.
So yeah, Banksy's coming to Toronto.
Maybe he's like those philosophers, just have money and they don't know what to do with it, so this is what they do.
Yeah. In his exit through the gift shop, it seems like that. Oh. He has like. Yeah, maybe. What if the twist is he's like
rich.
Like royalty? Yeah, he's like a royal. Dang. And he saw the corruption of the royalty. He's like, yeah, I gotta change this. That'd be kind of cool. Cool narrative that we just made up.
Yeah. But in ways that because he does it so like it's ominous. Like you got to really understand the image. It makes people question the thing.
True. Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
And I like the fact that because it was an unknown, like there's no exact narrative, we create our own narrative.
Yeah.
Right?
That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So Banksy's coming to Toronto. Love this guy. One of the first I saw. So I was really into like. There's like this subculture of, I guess growing up in the 90s, you can fall into the subculture of like wanting to be against the norm. You know, bands like Blink-182 taught you to think for yourself, and then like that brought in skateboard culture, and then skateboard culture brought in like graffiti culture, which is like Shepard Fairey, you know, like the punk scene, and then through Shepard Fairey you run into people like Banksy, and then I saw his Exit Through the Gift Shop documentary, and that blew my mind. I was like, wow, you're sending a message without telling people what it is, and you want them to think for themselves. Okay, and like if you look at my daily post of like the Young Yoda, it's sort of the same thing. Like I'm taking a different moniker of it, like I'm calling it Young Yoda, not Irvil James doing these things, but like they're like little consciousness bursts where it makes you think about life in a different way, just like his art, right? And I'm reading this book right now, the Tao of Physics, and it's like they're Buddhist cones. So a cone is like some paradoxical thing that you see. I'm just putting this together right now, and it's like it actually makes complete sense. They're paradoxical things that you see in order to awaken a consciousness that's not realized by you yet. Consciousness is just like a paradigm. It's a way of thinking.
Right.
So like if you look at his art, that's why I love Banksy. It's like it'll be so provocative in a way that makes you think. Like the one that I like is two really fat, I'm assuming Americans, where wow, that's kind of SJW. I'm assuming they're Americans because like the way he painted them, like with their Hawaiian shirts and whatever.
Obesity is not like there's a bigger country, or there's another country that has the obesity.
Well, they have like cheeseburgers and stuff. Like I don't know, like or whatever.
Same thing. In
my biggest, that's my assumption. Call that racism, whatever. So, anyways, so it's
freedom of speech.
On a rickshaw, not a rickshaw, like I think it's a rickshaw. Like where you pull them in a cart.
I don't.
Like you know, like they have it downtown where like you sit in the back and then it's like a dude that runs with the cart.
I guess so.
I think it's a rickshaw.
Okay.
And it's a little boy, and then the two people are taking a photo of the little boy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right?
One. I remember that.
And it's
one.
like and then you look at it and you're like, wow, that's so provocative. But it's like a Buddhist cone. You're supposed to look at it and it questions your reality. That's what cones do. It's like. What is the sound? You know the sound of one hand clapping. What is the sound of... No, you know the sound of two hands clapping. What is the sound of one hand clapping?
Right.
There's no real answer. It just make you think of a way like, what the hell does that mean? Or like a good one is, what's your original face? You know? They said that those are the two questions that any Zen master would ask a student to judge their level of conscious understanding. Yeah. But I think that's kind of old school. Like they said that if you're a true Zen master, you'll understand the answer right away, you know. But it's like those are such old paradigms that you need to come up with more contemporary ones. That's why I like my Young Yoda ones. They're kind of contemporary. Like you kind of get the answer, but not really. But yeah, so like Banksy's kind of like that. He's like a Zen cone master, you know. Yeah. Another one is that he put up was. My favorite one is like anarchists lining up for anti-establishment T-shirts, but it's like you're in the establishment, bro. You got to realize that you are what you hate. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean you won't have these freedoms without these like.
Yeah, you were saying
right? Within America.
But see, that's why. So like I was really into like the yoga before, right? Like all love, but then. If you go into the Tao, you got to realize that you wouldn't even know what love is without hate. You wouldn't even know what good is without bad. Yeah. You need both, right, to understand the totality of nature. The way, I like the way he describes it in the book. It's the way, the Tao means the way, but it's the way of nature. Like it doesn't mean the way, because if you put the way, it's like you would think, oh, a human's way. No, it's the way of nature, which is... There is no actual way, except whatever you prescribe for yourself, because it's a perspective. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I'm stoked. One of the things that he was saying, one of the reasons why Banksy does graffiti is because he doesn't think you should be paying for, although it's kind of paradoxical because we're paying for tickets. Ironic.
I mean, yeah, that's to a point, right?
To a point, of course.
That's how we started off.
That's the Tao, man. Yeah,
you gotta make a little bit.
Exactly. So he but through this, like he's employing people, so he's adding to,
of course.
you know, economics.
Yeah, of course.
But
Whatever
so
job.
like that's why it was all graffiti, because he's like, it should be free, you know, like you should just appreciate art, and art should make you think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's cool. Banksy, you're a legend. If you're out there, hit me up on Instagram. We could be friends. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? You know the funny part is when people are like, I want to be friends with that celebrity. You should never want to be friends with the person.
Yeah.
You should be friends with people that you like, but just because they do something that's cool that you admire. Like, I admire a lot of artists, right? But I wouldn't want to be friends with them because it's like, I don't know you as a person. I just like your creativity, you know?
After all the things that people hear, like, oh, I met my hero, like, met my...
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's not what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. He's, oh,
not
man,
a
I found
picture.
out the reality of the person. Like, yeah, because he's a person, bro. You should appreciate his work,
Yeah.
but don't appreciate him as a person. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like... So, like, I love Joe Rogan, right? I love what he stands for, and I love his representation, but I don't think me and him should go get a coffee. I'd be like, that would just waste both of our times, bro.
Right.
You know, I'd rather have a coffee with you and have this conversation we're having right now versus with him. It'd be cool to have a conversation with him, of course, but it's like, I don't love you, man. I think you're pretty sick.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that. I think people should learn that.
What?
Yeah, don't be like...
Don't friggin' be obsessed with your idols
Yeah.
until your idols become your rivals. Drake, Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Get at me. We could be friends too. I think you'd like me. I'm funny. All right. So now we're getting to our more heavier topics. Anything else about Banksy? Watch Exit Through the Gift Shop. It's so amazing. I would buy it, but I don't know where to buy it.
Okay.
So I could digital download it.
Yeah.
Or be like Banksy and illegally download it.
Sure.
Don't. Yeah, maybe that's negative. Don't do that. You know, we grew up in piracy era, though.
Yeah.
You know, like
we're
the pirates.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Not saying that we piracy anything now. I'm just saying that we are pirates. Pirate Bay. Just down now. Kim.com.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mega upload.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you're not from our generation. Or you're not a pirate.
Right.
Arr, Jack Sparrow. Okay, so anyways, now we're getting to the heavier topics. Euthanasia, good or bad?
So it is good.
I agree. The euthanasia are good.
Yeah. No, it's
Actually, wait, no, sorry. This reminds me of Pizzagate. So in an email, there was two pictures of Asian. There was a picture that they found, and it was like two Asian women with a little child who was eating ice cream. And then one of the secretaries from like the high Congress or whatever was like, doesn't get any better than that. And it was like, what does that mean, bro? You know?
Right.
It's a little suggestive with their pedophilia. Just saying. All right, we're gonna jump back to the euthanasia. I honestly thought that that's what that meant, showing my ignorance. I was so confused. Like, why is when I didn't, like, you know, in your high school you don't care about anything.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
No,
euthanasia. I'm like, what did the
that's
euthanasia
that's
have
a
to
weird
do?
word.
I'm like, that's racist, bro. I'm Asian. You know. But yeah, so it's actually assisted suicide. What I find kind of weird.
It's a Greek word.
Oh yeah, what does it mean? You were saying?
Good death.
Good death. Yeah, we should have a good death. We should have an honorable death. Circling back, it was interesting how in the Norse mythology they didn't like that if you were old because it meant that you didn't die. You know, die an honorable death. And then you were saying the funny thing where it's like, well, they're just using that to make the soldiers.
Oh
fight for
yeah,
the
yeah,
cause
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
king.
Fight for the cause. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of the good death, I think that's what we'll call it. We won't call it euthanasia because people will like we'll just write the good death.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
people
fine.
won't. Okay, yeah. All right. Anyways, so yeah. So I think it's kind of weird that they make suicide illegal.
They make suicide illegal?
Yeah. So like not illegal. It's not an actual law, like per se. Like you can't attempt to kill yourself and then go to jail. Makes no sense. But you will be sent to an insane asylum. You'll be sent to a psych ward. But some people just don't like their existence. They just want to reset the game.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have like a terrible disease, or like you're dying, if you're terminal, even if you're not terminal and you're like, wow, this really sucks right now, I don't want to go through this. Why is it illegal? Why is it not right to
Yeah.
let go?
Well, that's why laws are changing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think they're seeing, actually, it's funny because like my mom and my sister are both nurses, and they both they both are for euthanasia, because my mom, she's like, if I'm ever in a sickly state, if I'm brain dead, please kill me. And I was like, all right, mom, whatever, because she's seen it. You're like, it's the people who have never experienced. You know what? If you're against euthanasia, do this: go to a burn victim ward, or go to like a cancer ward, or go to like a terminally ill ward, and tell those people that they can't die, and you'll see them like in agony. There's like, please kill them. This is so bad.
Well, some people,
what do you mean?
Like they do want to end their life.
Yeah, some people, but like the ones that want to kill themselves, like look at it, and you're like, dude, this sucks, man.
Yeah, I think people
get it.
should have a choice.
You know, like if like it's freaky. If there's some cancers out there, like bone cancer, my sister was saying that it makes all of your pain receptors go off.
Oh,
who wants to live like that?
Yeah,
man?
that's
so for the next like 6 months of your life.
Yeah,
take you have to live.
pills in order to.
But she's saying that if you take the pill, the drug to make you not feel the pain,
But
you're
there's
not
so many
even
other.
there.
Yeah, but there's so many other side effects. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you're dying already. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah,
you're
I'm not
even
saying to. I'm saying like they don't want to take the pill is so much more trouble.
Yeah, you're like not lucid
why would
anymore.
you? Yeah.
Like my sister's like, you'll be talking to them, and then they'll just like doze off. Not doze off. They'll just like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, what's that over there?
Right.
So it's like it's not even the person you remember. And why are we holding on anyways? We're holding on for our suffering because we want that person not to go yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you should live here because for me, like, I want to see your face still. But it's like, no, bro, they're suffering. It hurts. You know? So, I don't like needles, so
right.
Freaking, if I was in the hospital and every day they're like, we gotta give you 10 shots because you're dying soon, I'd be like, bro, what?
Yeah. Right. So I think the only problem is now that they're bringing these rules, like how do we set those rules? Like who can get them?
My sister was saying that you have to be in a state of mind where you're like lucid enough to be like, I want to do this.
Yeah. And is there a lot of times that you are?
Oh no. But she said, because I was like, that sucks. Because what happens if I'm like?
That's what I'm saying.
No, so she said you have to like nip it in the bud. You have to.
Or do it prior.
Prior, you have to tell them that you have POA, power of attorney.
Okay.
So you decide when I can go.
Okay.
You have to give that to someone.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, oh man, you're screwed because like you could just be in agony and they're like, you don't actually know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's one of the other rules. Okay.
Yeah, but it was her work that was the first place that did the.
But did it?
Yeah, the first time in Canada was at her work. I believe that's what she said. Yeah. So yeah, times are changing. I remember when I was a kid, and then this was a controversial topic. But I went to a Catholic school, right? So I was like, oh, like you shouldn't do euthanasia. I had no sense. Like you should never ask a child who's in high school.
We don't have all the facts.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you should never. Actually, it goes back to our last talk about freedom of speech. It's like you don't have the wits to talk to me right now.
Yeah, I know, but that's with the freedom of speech. So
no,
anyway, that's a different
topic.
Yeah.
But so with this, it's like when they used to ask us like, "Are you for or against euthanasia?" I was like,
"Why does that matter?"
I was like,
"It's my individual."
But it's still no. But why are you asking a high school kid?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't play outside right now. Like I don't.
Or maybe there's
right now.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
But then this is how they get you because they ask you so young. They're like, "But you're in a Catholic school. You want that sin to be on you?" And I was like, "Damn, I don't want to go to hell." So I was like, "All right, no, I'm gonna be against it."
Oh, I see.
That's
what
I'm saying.
They're trying to really
mess with your mind for the future. It's like it's not really. You know, people are like, oh, like, they're like,
oh, that's not cool. I thought I was thinking like make you think critically. Like
no,
why?
they never did that.
No. See, that's the problem. You should do both. I think those
are good teachers, but when I was in school, they were just like
you
trying to
debate
push
on
their
why it's
thoughts.
bad, why it's good. Like
no, they were debating on why, if you're a Catholic, you should be against it. I was like, whoa, okay.
I don't think
thou shalt not kill.
Are you sure they can do that?
It was when I was in school.
I know, but I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. Even in
Yeah, man,
Catholic school.
Yeah, you don't even. Did I ever tell you about the first time I ever heard about hell? This is so dumb. Two moments in my elementary school career when I was like, oh, I am a total disturber of freaking society. So the first one was when I was like grade 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I distinctly remember being like, Miss, what is? It was a Filipino. She was a substitute teacher. And then she was talking about hell. Okay. And Filipinos are super into, spoiler alert, I'm Filipino, so I can talk about this, so it's not racist. So they're super into their religion, right? Mm. And then I was like, Miss, what is hell? I don't understand. Like, what are we talking about? Because she's talking about, like, God will bring you to heaven and escape the wrath of the devil's hell. And then she's like, just close your eyes and imagine being burned forever. I was like, what? I want to go there.
Actually,
like, that's why you must follow Jesus.
Bringing it to the Norse mythology, it's cold over there.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Helheim is cold. It's not actually hot.
Yeah.
But who tells a little kid that, yo? You're gonna be burned. It's complete dark. She doesn't know, and she's like, "It's imagine complete darkness, and you're being burned for eternity." I was like, "What? You crazy?" Right now,
these come from.
And then that's when you're like, "No, I believe in God. I believe in God. Yep, no, Jesus all the way."
Yeah.
So you're not rationally thinking at that point. You're fear mongering. You know, like we saw in Toronto that one time. If you want to check it out, it's in my highlights behind the scenes. Fear mongering in Toronto. So funny. When they're showing these. You just gotta watch the video. But they're just straight fear mongering. Like, Christians are pretty intense. I grew up Catholic, so I can. Yeah. Well, I guess Christian Catholic, they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Slightly different. And they do have Jesus, but different in other ideas.
I think it's like their belief in Mary. Like, one believes Mary's a deity and one does not.
Yes, that's that's one of the main differences.
Yeah, it's whatever. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, and then in grade, I think it was 7 or 8. It's because of you though, man. So we were in school.
I'm at fault here.
And then because you were of a different religion, and we'd always hang out, and then they'd be like, "Oh, other religions are wrong." I was like, "How can Vish be wrong?" I'm like, I don't get it. So is he evil? What? So then one day we were talking about like the sacrament of Christ and stuff, and then I went, "What is the difference between a cult and a religion, miss?"
You said in class?
I said, oh man, but I didn't know what I was saying. I was just actually curious, right?
Yeah,
and then she's like, well, cults are crazy. I'm like, but they both have sacrifices. You're sacrificing God, and cults sacrifice themselves.
And you're also cannibals, right?
We eat the body of Christ. Yeah, I was saying all these things.
And
I
drink
was
the
like,
blood of Christ.
And, yeah, they drink the blood. And I was saying they have rituals. Like we go and we watch the like, in church, there's like the reenactment of the Last Supper. That's what the Eucharist is. And then it's like, but that's a ritual just like a cult would have a ritual. So what's the difference? And then she's like, cults are just wrong. And that was it. And I was like, true.
Because they couldn't really answer it.
Couldn't answer it. Nobody critically thinks. Like, nobody's actually like, wait, why? You know, I heard this thing now that Catholic teachers who grew up in our era that are becoming teachers now, most of them don't even believe in Catholicism. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just
they just want that job.
It's just supposed to be. I don't know why there's even a Catholic school. In my opinion, I think everything.
That's true. Well, we are in a Roman Catholic society, like we were talking about before.
No, but there's like other. I would not have any religious school.
No, I know, but I'm saying like you could see the predominance.
You should
of
keep
Romanism.
religion at home and just teach them like proper.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, okay. So we talked about how good we actually think a good death is. Yeah. So we're for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah. It's up to the
subject.
individual, of course. But I mean, like, we're not. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But like,
you shouldn't.
If someone that wants to do it, why are we stopping them?
See, like it's sort of like this. It's sort of like this. I attempt to commit suicide. And I didn't, but I was saying, like, if I were to attempt to commit suicide, and then people are like, you shouldn't commit suicide, and then you find out, oh, my father's been raping me for 20 years. Like, yeah, that life experience does suck.
Yeah.
You know, like, yep. Can't hold that against you. And they're like, no, you just got to get over your suffering. There's some things you just can't get over. Just saying.
Of course, yeah, exactly.
It's like, would you? All right, how about you let me do that to you, and then you see if you get over it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, it's like
I
hate. You can never tell somebody that their life experience is wrong. I know I went on a whole binge of my early 20s to now, when I'd be like, man, people are wrong. They got to change their like outlook. I still kind of think that, but like, it's like ultimately I just want to be left alone now. That's really what because I realize you can't change the world, man. Like. One of the best things you can do is travel and be in not only travel, but be in different circles of people that don't think like you. When you see a horde of people that do not think like you, you're like, oh, I'm never going to change their mind. You cannot change the world.
Right.
It's impossible because there are too many people that think differently. The only thing that can change the world is education, but not everyone wants to be educated.
Right.
You know, it's too difficult. Yeah. Actually, if you're listening right now and you want to see the like a very super like an introductory example of people not wanting to change their mind, just ask somebody why they do something, and then just keep asking why. Like, why do you do that? But why do you want to do that? Why does that matter?
Right.
You know, and then they're going to hit a point where they get frustrated. And if they don't get frustrated, all right, exactly. So you hear it. Yeah, I love that you said, what does that mean? Because, you know, it's funny when people are like, is total consciousness achievable? They're like, you know, consciousness is that thing. I can't describe it, you know. And then people are like, I know, I can't describe it either. You know what I hear when I hear people say I can't describe it means I don't understand what it actually is. So I'm going to act like I do know. So I don't, you know, like when you're a kid in school and you're like, you don't know the answer to something. So you're like, yeah, miss. Oh, so she's like, what is this in French? And you're like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean? You BS some answer, or you act like somebody will say it and you're like, yeah, that is the one. Nobody's willing to be like, I don't know.
Right. I
don't know is one of the worst things you can experience in society or admit in society. I don't know. But so anyways, so I would define consciousness as your active awareness. What are you actively aware of? Okay. So, but that's all right. So I'm reading the Tao. That's why I really like this book, The Tao of Physics. That's what they say freaking consciousness is. It's like, so things that expand your consciousness, the exact feeling of that is when he likens it to a joke. Because you know that feeling where you're like, I get it. Yeah, that's enlightenment. That's the feeling of enlightenment.
Okay.
Once you feel a sensation of like, oh, I get it, you know, that's enlightenment. And to be enlightened is just to have those moments over and over, so you get a lot of things. You are aware of a lot of things. Right? So if you are... So what is your active awareness capable of achieving? Okay? So when people say, oh, we should reach a state of total consciousness, they're basically saying... If you actually translate it, they're basically saying, not going to say like, because people will be like, that's not what it means. But it's like, then what does it mean, bro? It just means, I can't describe it, bro. Because it's a state, you know, and we're going to get into that circle. So I'm going to describe it as total consciousness is basically being aware of everything at all times.
Being aware of everything at all times?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like in a state of total consciousness, I would know why I do everything, and I would be aware of why other people are doing things, and I would. So is that even achievable?
Is that even achievable to know?
Yeah.
Everything that you're doing?
Yeah. Like I'm so aware of everything. I'm aware of the game was created by a creator, and I'm aware that we're gonna die right now, and I'm aware that BJ's sitting next to me. I'm aware that my heart's beating right now, and I'm aware that I need to eat.
Too much, man.
Exactly. This is the Tao. So people are like, we need to. So what they say, I like his description of the Tao. Anyone who wants to go east, if they go far enough, they're gonna find themselves in the west, right? Because if you just keep walking, it's a circle, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking always. East. I mean, anyway, it could be east.
Exactly. If you're in India, am I already east, or should I just keep going east because then I'm going to be in west? I don't get it. What's going on? People are so confused. Okay,
like, yeah, we say eastern. It could be western.
It could be western. Yeah, exactly. It depends on what point of hemisphere you're on. Like, what's your midpoint?
Yeah.
That's what you decided to be as. Which is kind of funny because there's this theory from Einstein saying that there's no midpoint
No midpoint?
in the universe. There's no midpoint.
Uh-huh.
You can't actually say that something is a thing because, like you were just saying, I want to be in the east. Okay, well, what if you're in India? Then that's actually the west, not east. So it depends on where your midpoint is, right? There's no midpoint.
Yeah, I see what he's saying. Yeah.
Right. It's interesting. So, so the Tao would say, you need states of unconsciousness because you can't be conscious of everything at all times. And this brings to my next point. Is it even achievable? The brain filters out information. If you actually study science, so people who are into spirituality, they kind of poo-poo science.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't want to learn that stuff because it's all about the Eastern mystery. No, you got to bridge the gap, bro. You need to learn from what we learned from before and learn from what we learned from today. So to be in a state of total consciousness, to know everything is impossible. It's not impossible. Well, it is impossible because you're not built that way. But it would totally ruin your whole life experience.
Yeah.
Let me explain. So your brain filters out information at all times.
Yeah.
That's what your brain has a gatekeeper, right? If you were in a state of getting all that information at all times, you'd go crazy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get anything done.
Yeah, you would be crazy.
Which is actually kind of funny because what drugs like LSD and like, I think it's primarily LSD and mescaline, what it does is it deletes that. It deletes that gateway.
Yeah.
And that's why you have states of like, I am one with the universe. You know, because you're deleting the gateway.
Okay.
But you can't stay in that realm for too long because how would you function? That's also what they say meditation does. When you meditate, you delete the gateway and then like you're receiving all information at once. But that's why you can't tell what it is. Like people are like, what does meditation feel like? You can't describe it because your brain this is also what I hate because people are like, what does meditation feel like? You can't describe it. It's an experience that is untold. It's like it's the knowing of the unknowing. And you're like, what does that mean? Basically, you can't actually know what meditation is because there's nothing to recall in that state because you're being flooded with everything all at once or nothing all at once. Depends on which way you want to look at it.
Right.
But you're manipulating that gateway of like attention, focus.
Yeah.
Right. But without attention and focus, you'd be crazy. That's why people who are on drugs, you're like, oh man, you're on drugs right now, you're going crazy. I'm like, yeah, man, my freaking gateway of perception of like shifting my consciousness around has been affected. You know?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, agree or disagree?
No, I agree.
Right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes logical sense. Our brain literally works in that way or else we go crazy. I learned that in Psych 101. You know, like we have a gateway.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what in the DMT spirit molecule book, they talk about it too. They say that DMT is the director of consciousness. It allows you to jump from one thing to the next. So people are like, oh, like we have DMT in our bodies. Yeah, we're using it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like what makes me look at the microphone, look at you, look at the game. It allows me to shift my perception, right? And if we didn't have that, you'd be on drugs. Because I'd just be sitting here like, oh my god, I can feel everything.
Yeah, you can't really function.
You can't function. So when people are like, we should achieve a society in a state of total consciousness, no, you do not want that. You do not want that. We want a society that's educated. That's what I think we should switch it to.
Right.
We don't want a total consciousness society. No. We want an educated society.
Right.
Because if you're educated, you'll know that this is also not that good.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like the Tao.
Very cool.
Yeah. So nothing is evil. Everything is permitted. You know where that's from?
No.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
That's their creed, their motto.
Nothing is what? What was
Nothing is evil. Everything is permitted.
Okay.
I was like, wait, these are the good guys in the game. What's going on? Why you guys saying that right now? But they know the Tao. That's why they kill for. So it's like if you this is a total segue, but if you look at Assassin's Creed, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy? Because the Templars want order through ruling.
Yeah.
The assassins want order through chaos.
Right.
So who's right and who's wrong? Do you want to be ruled or do you want chaos? Because chaos comes with negativity. Ruling does come with negativity. They're both right and wrong.
Yeah. There's just different ideologies.
Exactly. That's why I have a hard time watching or reading books now of like nonfiction, because I'm reading it and I'm like, You guys are so confused, man. You don't even realize that you're just like striving towards a goal that you've set out for yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you look at any narrative, any story, it's like I must achieve the Holy Grail. Why must you achieve the Holy Grail? Because it'll save my people. Why does that matter? Because I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna hit that point of like I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I like stories.
I know. Yeah.
That's my narrative.
Yeah.
That's my drama.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just not in that place at this moment.
Right.
All right. So until next time. Dow.
Okay.
Take it easy. This is America.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, listen to that audio. All right. Take it easy.
Peace.
Bye.